Hey guys, come self-tan with me. Okay, so as you can see, I'm a ginger, so I'm going to be using Busy Babe's Golden Hour Rapid Mousse just to give me a light glow in just a few hours. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of lotion onto my hands. I'm going to focus that lotion onto my palms, onto the tops of my fingers, and down my wrist and the back of my wrist. I'm also going to put some of that lotion onto the dry spots on my knees and the tops of my toes and my heels, basically anywhere that the solution might pick up too heavy. Then I'm going to shake up my bottle of mousse. You got to make sure you shake your mousse bottles, guys. And then I'm going to put a couple pumps onto my mitt. I usually use about 2 to 3 for my lower legs, and that's where I'm going to start. Oh, don't do that. Don't do what I do. And then you're going to start on your lower leg. I always start on my lower leg because that way you're not doing your upper body and then folding your upper body in half to reach your lower body. It's best if you actually start on your lower body when self-tanning. So I'm going to start on my lower leg, and I'm just going to rub this in really good here in long motions and circular motions, whatever really gets it rubbed in. Check for streaking. And then I'm going to rub the residual over my knee and down the back of my heel and down the top of my foot and onto my toes. Just residual onto my toes and knee. Then I'm going to use a couple more pumps, fold my mitt again, and I'm going to start rubbing it on my upper leg, merging it with my lower leg. I usually use about 3 pumps for the outside, 3 pumps for the inside there. And then make sure your knee is bent when you rub the residual over your knee. The important reason is that way you don't get knee creases if you're like me and you have some extra fat there. This is me showing you how to do your abdomen. It's going to be kind of difficult because I am wearing this outfit, but I'm going to do my best to show you. You could also do your butt and hips there too. Now, I would normally go to my chest next, but I'm going to show you my arms because I'm wearing this outfit. So same thing as before, put 2 pumps, fold my mitt, and I'm going to start rubbing it into my arms. While you're rubbing it, it's very forgiving. So if you see any streaky areas, you can go over those areas and really blend them in. Try to avoid your wrists, the top of your hand, your elbow, and your armpit because those areas are going to pick up very heavy. I always just use residue over my elbow, onto my wrist, and onto the top of my hands. By residue, I mean what's left over on your mitt after you've already applied it to that body part. So there I was just showing you how I start on my chest and then how I merge it into the rest of my arm. Here I'm doing my other arm. It's kind of hard for me to show you my chest, but basically what I would do is I do one side of my chest and then up that side of my neck, do the other side of my chest, up that side of my neck, and then I would start on the arms and merge it into what was on my collarbone area or the sides of my neck. This is me doing the other arm. Check for streaks. If you need to look in the mirror, look in the mirror. And this is what I would do to my wrists. Just a little whoop, right over them. You actually don't want to cake it onto your wrists. There are going to be a couple different ways to do your face. I said 2. There's actually 3. First, you can use just the residue on your mitt if you'd like a light little glow on your face. Next option is you could put a dime size amount of self-tanner onto your mitt, and you're going to rub that in all over your face. That's what I do if I want a little bit darker tan. Now, it's not going to look good here, guys. It's just going to kind of look messy. That's pretty normal. It will develop fine, though, so don't stress too much. The next option is you put a little bit of solution onto your mitt, and you use a kabuki brush or one of these kind of brushes. I'm not a makeup artist. And you're just going to smash it onto it and then rub it all over like you're applying contour with your makeup. You can also make a claw with your hands and use the residue on the kabuki brush to put all over your hands. This is the finished look. Just so you know, I did not do my back. You might have to phone a friend or use a back applicator to do that. Just for the video's sake, I did not do that. Look at me being super awkward. I'm basically wearing a bodysuit here, so I hope you get the gist. It looks good. Now, the next day, you're going to wash your mitt. You don't necessarily want to do that today because you don't want to get wet. And then the other important thing is that you